Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching this tutorial. I'm going to be explaining uh, effective bond amortization for zero coupon bonds. Let's take a look at this example. ABC Corporation issues zero coupon bond for $7,000 and $7,722 and promises to pay 10 grand at the end of 3 years. Promises to pay $10,000. So this is a zero coupon bond, which means that it's not paying any. They're not paying any coupon. They're not paying any interest per year. But after the end of 3 years, they're paying you $10,000. So let's look um, how their amortization schedule, which this is called amortization schedule. So let's see how the amortization schedule looks like. So this is the amortization schedule, okay? So this is the year, this is the cash flows. So at the beginning of the year, presently, they receive 7,722. Somebody buys their bond, they're gonna pay them 7,722. So at the end of year three, the investor will receive $10,000. So this is for the ABC company. So in their books, they're gonna have a cash inflow, which is 7,722. So the cash inflow is like positive, okay? And at year one, they don't pay anything at year two. But at the end of year three, they have to pay $10,000 back, right? Because nobody's gonna lend them 7,722 and ask them to pay 7,722 at the end of year three. Let me format this. Format. Okay. Um, Got it. So nobody's gonna lend them 7,722 right now, and at the end of 3 years receive the same, unless and until they're very friendly. So they have to pay interest, but there's no interest. At the end of year three, um, they have to pay $10,000. But when I say there's no interest, there is actually an interest. There is an implied interest in zero coupon bonds. There is an implied interest. So there is an implied interest. There is an effective annual interest. There's several ways of calculating their implied interest or effective annual interest. And the easiest way is IRR, the internal rate of return, which tells you uh, the effective interest. So how do you calculate that? You just simply equals IRR, internal rate of return, to this 9%. So I'll tell you what this 9% is. So basically this is same thing as you might have, the present value of anything is the discounted future cash flows. So what they invested was 7,722. In the future, you have 10,000 divided by 1 plus I raised to 3. So this I is the same as the IRR, the internal rate of return. So if you invested 7,722 now, you're going to receive 10,000 in the future. So the implied interest rate annually or effectively is your IRR, which is 9%. So what's the carrying book value? This is 7,722. Okay. and we said there is no zero coupon payment. But since I told you anytime we carrying some amount on our books, this is a liability. Liability. That's why we have to pay an interest. It's a liability. That's why you have to pay an interest. So what's the interest? So I said the interest is the interest cost 9%. Interest cost for borrowing. So this equals our carrying value times the 9% interest. So 694 is the cost in year one, and this is what you owe them. So the carrying book value is this, this. Next year, coupon payment is zero. This is zero, and the interest payment is your book value. The liability, you still have a liability. You still haven't paid off the loan. This times the interest. Okay, and you see this. Times. Okay, so this is the effective interest payments that the ABC Corporation is paying the investor, and this is the book value of the coupon at the end of year one. End of year two, end of year three. So if you sum this up, like I explained to you before, if you sum this up, all your interest payment cost $2,278.26, and this should be equals to 10,000 minus this. You see, they both are equal. You format the cells. Okay, so let's recap, let's review what we have done. So this is our beginning book value, and anytime we have a liability, we have to pay an interest. And that interest is simply 9%, so we pay 9% on this amount, so that's your interest payment. So this is your interest payment, and you add this because you're not paying any coupon, you add this, and it becomes 8,417. At the end of year two, you haven't paid any coupon, so your interest payment is 757.54, and at the end of year three, you pay off the bond, and remove it from your balance sheet. Thanks for watching this. I hope this was helpful.